Tamara Stark. I'm the Tai Chi instructor here in Bethel Park at the Community Center. Today we're going to have class outside, so there might be some background noise, but we're going to work on fist under the elbow. But I'm going to go through the whole first third so that you know where fist under the elbow is. So for some of you that are just now starting the second part of the form, the second third, you'll know where this is at. So we're going to start from the beginning, and I'll name the postures this first time so that you know where it's at. So you're going to start with your heels together. They're going to be about 45 degrees, and your nose and your navel are going to be lined up. You're going to have your sacrum tucked in. So instead of having an arch in your back, it's going to be tucked in slightly. So that gives you a little bend to your knees. So from this point, you're going to stay at the same height. Your nose and navel are going to be lined up. There are a few exceptions of the nose and navel being lined up, the shoulder strike. So from here, you're going to come a little lower, 100% on your right leg. Take a step, shoulder width. Shift your weight and turn. So you want to keep your hips level, your nose, navel lined up, your shoulders relaxed. Just barely raise your toe so you can turn on the heel so you're facing straight again. And then when you shift your weight, your hands come forward. So that's preparation. So from here, I'm going to go ahead and go through the form. So that's beginning. Ward off left. Ward off right. Remember, keep your nose and navel lined up. This is roll back, press. And to breathe through your nose, push. Single whip. Raise hands. This is the exception to turn your head, shoulder strike. White crane spreads his wings. First brush knee. Play the lute. Second brush knee. Punch. Withdraw and push. Cross hands. Carry tiger to the mountain. Roll back and press. push. So these are on the diagonal. Single whip on the diagonal. So from single whip on the diagonal, you're going to shift 100% of your weight to your right leg. With your left foot, you're going to take a step shoulder width. So your hand and your foot move together. Then you're going to shift 100% to your left leg. Then you're going to take a step with your right foot to the diagonal. Still a little bend to your knee. Then shift, turn on the toe, open your right hand. So now you're facing the diagonal, all your weight on your right leg. Right hand's facing the cardinal direction, left hand's facing a cardinal direction. Not here, but here. Then you're going to bring your left foot in, your hand comes in together. Then you're going to turn. As you turn, right hand comes in, left hand comes across your wrist and fist under the elbow. So let me show you fist under the elbow, then all by itself so that I can explain it better. So from single whip on the diagonal, your feet are going to be shoulder width apart. You're going to turn your right foot to the cardinal direction on the heel. Shift your weight, sit down, all your weight 100% on your right leg. So when you take a step with your left foot, you want your step straight. You don't want to step in. You're stepping as if there's a line here. Still a little bend to your knee. So not to step with your toe and then come forward. Then you lose your balance. You always step heel first. So how far can you step heel first with no weight? Then you're going to shift your weight forward. So you'll have a little crease as if you're sitting in a chair here. Your sacrum's hanging, your nose navel lined up, your shoulders and your hips in line. So you want your right hand is going to form a hook. You want your wrist just to hang, and your fingers are going to barely touch your thumb. So not to hang on, not to tighten your shoulder, not to tighten your arms, but to relax. Your left hand is going to be at wrist straight, elbows hanging straight down as if you have a weight on your elbow. So this is single whip. So from single whip on the diagonal, you're going to shift your weight to your right leg, left hand comes down. So with your left hand, your left foot, take a step. So from this direction, your heels will be shoulder width apart. So if I step over here, they're not shoulder width. You want to step shoulder width apart. Then you're going to shift your weight to all my weights on my left leg. So not to come up and down when you shift your weight, but try to stay at the same height with your hips. All my weight on my left leg. Not to tighten your shoulders. Your weight will go up and you'll become top heavy. So you want to always relax and sink. Then you can take a step to the diagonal. Toe is facing the diagonal. Now from this direction, your heels are shoulder width. So not to step too far in. The point is not to step that direction. Just to keep your knee bent and shoulder width apart. So then you're going to shift your weight to your right leg, turn on the toe, open your hook hand. So I'm facing the diagonal, a little bend to my elbows, all my weight's on my right leg. I'm going to bring my left hand in and a B. Left hand in next to my arm. Like they say, as if you had a gun on your holster here. You're drawing your gun. Then you're going to turn. As you turn, your right hand's going to come in here, and your left hand's going to come out, with your foot is going to come out, fist under the elbow. So now, all my weight's still on my right leg, no weight on my left leg. Not hanging on, but letting go. let me do it again in real time, and I'm not going to say anything. So that's fist under the elbow. Okay. Let me do it again. I'm pretending I have students and they're asking these questions. Let me do it again, and I'm going to tell you where your weight is, okay? And one thing that's really important in Tai Chi is don't hold your breath. So you're always breathing through your nose. Even though my mouth is open, you don't want to clench your jaw together to breathe through your nose, but you want to have your jaw relaxed. So everything is relaxed. If I clenched my jaw, everything tightens up and my weight goes up and I'm not balanced. So to relax and breathe. And to keep your nose and navel lined up. So when you make these steps, not to turn your head before you take a step, but keep your nose and navel lined up. So I'll do it again and I'll tell you where your weight is. So you're going to put all of your weight, 100%, on your right leg. With your left foot, you're going to step forward. And then you're going to shift your weight. So see how I have a crease here? My body should be straight and then 45. So you want to keep that crease not to come up and down. So at this point, my weight is 70-30. 70% on my front leg, 30 on my back. Also, what you don't want to do in a 70-30 posture is this knee comes in. So you want to keep your hips open. So you want to feel the weight in the center of both of your feet. So 70-30. So your sacrum's hanging. So not here, because you'll lean forward, but relax, sink. So from 70-30, 100%. That way you can pick your foot up and move it over without moving. So what you don't want to do is lose your balance. So you want to stay balanced. So your arm and your hand move together. I mean, your arm and your leg move together. Then shift again 100%. So relax, sink your weight. Take a step to the diagonal. Then you're going to shift and turn. So 100% on my right leg. So now I can bring my left hand in, my left arm, my leg back, and turn to fist under the elbow. So when you're at fist under the elbow, you want a light fist, just like punch. So your wrist is going to be straight, your fingers resting. If you want to do it correctly, you want your middle finger resting in the center of your palm, and your thumb lays over top. So this is not fist under the elbow, but here. So not to tighten up, but to relax your shoulders. And so you're not over here, but your shoulders relaxed. So it's slightly in. Let me do it again, and I will tell you whether it's shifting or turning, or shifting and turning, because that's the only way you can move in Tai Chi are those ways. So let me show that to you. So getting into your 70-30 posture here, this next part is just a shifting. So I didn't turn, just shifting. Just shifting. Now I'm shifting and turning at the same time. Now I'm just turning. So there's different ways you can practice one posture. And those are the different ways. You can concentrate on the shifting and turning. You can concentrate on so many things, on where your weight is. So if you can remember one of those things and relax and do a posture, that's very good. If you can do all of them, you would be perfect. So it's always practicing, trying to relax to do the postures. So let me show it to you one more time without me saying anything, so you can see how to do it as best I can, relaxed. So simple but not easy. So what you don't want to find yourself doing, this is what not to do. So my weight came up and I'm top heavy. So to stay at the same height. This is what you don't want to do. Use this knee to make you take a step. You want to relax and sink into your right leg. So not use the right leg to push off from, but just take a step over. And then not to come up higher when you shift your weight. So you want to stay at the same height, not to take a step here, not to come up higher, and not to tighten up. So that's not Tai Chi. Okay. So hopefully you can practice fist under the elbow. Even if you're still working on the first third, it's not too far from the end of the first third. Okay, well thank you, and hope you're all doing well. And breathe through your nose. Thank you.